Hello everyone, welcome to the English class, and today we are going to read a poem by Rabindranath Tagore. This is a great poem by Rabindranath Tagore. So before telling about our poem, I need to tell you about what is that authorship. Authorship. So if we find anything that's a friend to friendship. So what is a friendship? Means a bonding, a relation, and telling about the friend means what the essence of a friend and what is a friend. So when it is talking about the authorship, then it's all obviously talking about what is about an author. So what's the work of an author? How an author feels? Maybe one of these. So let's read the poem of authorship and find out the time being. You say that father writes a lot of books, but what he writes, I don't understand. He was reading to you all the evening, but could you really make out what he meant? What nice stories, mother, you can tell us. Why can't father write like that? I wonder. Did he never hear from his own mother stories of giants and fairies and princes? Has he forgotten them all? So here, our poet is talking about by being a little boy or a little girl. But we'll come to know that it's a boy or girl. But anybody else that it's a child. A child is talking about his father, his or her father, and it's telling that his or her father is a writer. But what he writes, I don't understand. So that son and daughter is telling that what he writes, I don't know, I don't understand. He was reading to you all the evening. To whom? The boy is talking to his mother. He is talking to his mother and telling that he was reading, means his father is reading to his mother that the stories all the evening. But could you really make out what he meant? Because the child doesn't understand what his father writes. So that's why he is asking to his mother that if she could understand. What nice stories, mother, you can tell us. So to the child, mother can tell very interesting stories. Why can't father write like that? I wonder. So father, why father can't write like that? The stories, what he wants? The stories of giants and fairies and princes. You know that the child, they're not interested with that novel kind of thing and the long story, the drama. They are very interested on the stories of giants, the heroes and heroines, and the stories of the fairies. That's why he doesn't understand what his father writes, because his father is mature enough and he writes about the mature stories. Did you never hear from his own mother? So these type of stories we come to know from our grandmother or grandfather. They used to tell us about the stories of the giants, stories of the ghosts, some interesting stories of princess, prince, and the fairies. So this is a question from the boy to his father. Did he never hear any story from his mother? Means from the child's grandmother? Or he has forgotten all? Means has he forgotten them all? Forgotten all the stories that he had listened from his mother? Means in the relation, his mother means his father's mother is a grandmother in the relation to this boy. So often when he gets late for his birth, you have to call him 100 times. So when he goes to the bath, his mother has to call his father for 100 times. You wait and keep his dishes warm for him, but he goes on writing and forgets because he is a writer, and a writer doesn't have a fixed routine. A writer, any time if he has got any idea, just get into writing and busy in writing, because he is not at all bound up with the time being. Maybe at the midnight he has got an idea and he is writing over the night. Father always plays at making books. Hmm. Always plays at making books. So, for the child, playing is everything in his age. But he doesn't understand the playing is not everything in the mature age. So, he understands everything is a playing thing. So, what his father is doing, he is thinking his father is playing. So, as you are studying, maybe a child is thinking the study is also a play. That's why the childhood they also happy to learn something. But when they comes to know when they come to know that no, it's a study, it's a pressure going on, then they are disappointed. So if you are reading it with your playful mind, you can study along without the boring. Next, if ever I go to play in father's room, you come and call me, what a naughty child. Because a child doesn't have a serious business, but a father has. So if a child is going to the father's room when he's busy, then it's a naughty business done by the child, and he is duly scolded by the mother. So if I make the slightest noise, you say, don't you see that your father's at his work? Okay, so father's in his serious business and the child is making some noise, a little bit of noise, it's also disturbing him. What's the fun of always writing and writing? Huh? What's the fun? Always writing and writing, keep doing the same thing, because child never does the same thing for a long time. They keep changing their mind. They do their another business. When I take a father's pen and pencil and write upon his book, just as he does, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. It's for a child, that is everything. For a child, this is his world. He has already known about the A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I. Means just he has known to that English letters, nothing else. Why do you get cross with me then, mother? Means why do you scold me? When I do the same thing, just like my father does, means writing A B C D F G H I, means for the child the father is writing only the A B C D F G H I. He is not writing the novel and the stories, because it is his world. So for his understanding, he is only understanding that his father is writing the same thing as he does. So when he does these things on his books, in his father's books, then he is scolded by his mother. You never say a word when father writes. You never say a word when father writes, but when I write, then you say, oh, don't write. When my father wastes such paper, such heap of paper, mother, you don't seem to mind at all, huh? When father wastes some pages, you don't seem to scold my father. But if I take only one sheet to make a boat with, you say, child, how troublesome you are. Okay, so then I'm troublesome, and when my father wastes so many papers, you don't tell anything. What do you think of father spoiling sheets and sheets of paper with black marks all over both sides? So for the child, it's only black mark. He doesn't understand what his father writes. So this is about. And if I tell you who has written that poem, and who is the author here, so you already come to know that child is talking. But who is writing? If I ask, then we had already come to know that the child's father is a writer. Maybe, or for sure, his father has written this poem. That means his father is remembering his child and is seeing his child is doing the thing and is asking the same thing to him. That's why by remembering his inner mind and by understanding his inner mind, he has written a poem. The child cannot write a poem. Remember, he only has understood how to write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. He cannot write a poem. So for sure, His father has written a poem. So what do you understand? His father is writing about the child when he's seeing his child is in a problem, that his father is not talking to him. But actually, his father is thinking about the child. So yes, there is a very interesting reverse of this story of this poem, and a nice story is going on all over the poem. So start reading from the first stanza, from the first line. I think you'll come to know also who has written the poem and about whom. Okay, but this poem is about a little boy, written by his father. Okay, students, take care, bye bye, and read this poem once again, and you'll come to know what the twist has been given at the last.